Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge. We got a new setup. I moved my office. You moved your office. The show goes on, baby.
I mean, like the UFC, the show just goes on.
The show just goes on. We just adapt.
His Dana had the worst 24 hours ever.
He looked
for a
pissed.
for him.
He looked pissed.
All right. I mean, we talked about it. I don't really think anybody cares about our picks too much. Just so you know, I had it all prepared today. I had picks, I had DraftKings lineup, and it all went out the window because the last three fights all got new opponents.
Oh, it's insane, dude. Insane.
So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. First off,
I was going to say, better card, right?
Yeah.
I like it better. Like, sign me up.
Like Nate and Tony is now that like it's done.
Yeah,
that should have been the fight in the first place, probably for Nate.
Exactly. Chimaev and Holland should have been the fight anyways.
Maybe not Holland, but Chimaev and somebody else.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I mean, Holland's not ranked. Chimaev's top 5. Like that one, it's because it works because they got in the fight backstage. But for me, it's like for Nate, this is so much more of a fitting opponent to go out on.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's a guy that's been around a while. He's been around a while. Like Nate even said, like he wants to fight OGs that have been around in the game for a long time. Who's been around longer than Tony Ferguson at this point? Had a huge win streak at 155. Their paths never crossed. Should have a long time ago. Now they get a fight. It's a coin flip fight, almost odds wise. It's a better fight for Nate that he got. You know, I was picking Nate against Chimaev.
You were going to pick Nate?
Yes, I was. Like more is like a respect to Nate thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I really believed it, but I was gonna try and convince everybody that Nate was gonna get a 4th round submission. That was my pick. He was gonna survive the first 2 rounds. He was gonna drag him in deep waters. Chimaev was gonna start to drown, and Nate was gonna rear naked choker, guillotine him, and just double bird everybody. Just.
You know what? I probably would have sprinkled on a little bit on the Nate Diaz by submission. That's not a bad. Yeah.
You know, and I was convinced of it. Now I'm sitting there looking at Tony and Nate, and I'm like, this is a coin flip.
It's an interesting fight, right? Like, I mean,
what's Tony on a 5-fight lose streak?
4, I think.
He's 4-fight lose streak?
Yep, he lost his last 4. His last win was against Cerrone 3 years ago.
And Cerrone's done and hasn't won in how long? And then Nate's won what?
He's lost his last 2. He beat Pettis. So they both have wins 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's both of them won. And it's main eventing a pay-per-view. Hey, you know what? Let's call it what it is though.
Yeah.
If the UFC want to do everybody a solid, just make it a free fight night card. Just
make it a free fight night.
$74.99 for this card? Get out of here. Dana can't even be mad about people illegally streaming this card.
But he knows he has people. He knows he has people now.
Okay.
Because Diaz is fighting. Tony's fighting. He knows people are going to buy it.
Tony's not a draw, but Diaz is.
I don't know, dude. Tony got a pretty good pop last night when he came back out.
Tony is a man of the people, and I love Tony. But, like, pay-per-view wise, like, he's not a draw. Nate's a draw, though. That's why this card can be what it is. Sorry, I keep pointing. I have a neck. Yeah. Free pay-per-views for everyone. I mean, come on, dog. Like, dude, but everybody, but I mean, I actually believe Nate's probably the 3rd biggest draw in the UFC still behind Conor and Jorge.
Yeah.
Nate's probably number 3. He's a bigger draw than Usman. He's a bigger draw than Adesanya. He's a bigger draw than Ngannou. He's a bigger draw than all of them. Nate Diaz is like, he's the celebrity of celebrities. Chael Sonnen, they talk about it. Like, you go around LA and Southern California with Nate Diaz, and the celebrities are coming up to him asking him for a picture. He's an icon.
Yeah, you're right. So I can't argue that. I mean,
and I've come around a lot. Nate has not been my favorite. You know,
he's not my favorite. Yeah, I'm still kind of
like, what? Dude,
if you're still gangbanging at 37 years old, you got some. Well, he does have screws loose. He is authentic.
But he's authentic.
I'll give you that.
He's real. Like, he's a G, dude. He's a G.
Dude. I mean, Stockton, baby.
209, baby.
So,
I mean, and by the way, I don't know about you, but I think it was very cool watching the ceremonial weigh-ins, watching Nick walking out with Nate.
That's pretty cool because he hasn't been there. He hasn't been there in his last couple.
No, because he got suspended forever.
Because my allergies are bothering me like crazy. My eyes are watering. So let's talk about Diaz and Ferguson. How do you see this fight playing out? Ferguson, slight favorite.
It hasn't been official long enough for me to totally understand it. I thought that Tony as a dog was a very live dog against the leech. You know what I mean?
I didn't hate that at all, especially at those odds, because you pointed out,
dude, Tony,
he looked good.
Go back and watch Tony against Michael Chandler.
He looked good in the first round.
The old Tony.
Yeah.
He won the first round. He was looking very good. He got caught.
And Diaz isn't going to catch him.
No, Diaz doesn't punch hard enough to catch him.
It's going to be interesting if it goes to the ground too.
Well, I think Diaz outstrikes him on the feet for sure. I think Diaz beats him up on the feet. He'll land more shots.
What if it goes to the ground?
Tony will land more significant shots. I don't know what happens to the ground. It's not like Tony's going to tap. We've already seen that. Dariush blew out his knee with a heel hook.
Yeah.
Oliveira dislocated his elbow with an armbar. It's not like he's going to tap. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I could see?
It's going.
I could see Diaz actually putting him to sleep with a choke.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Like, he's not going to tap.
Diaz, all the Diaz fans, man. I locked it in before we went on live. Give me Ferguson at -135. And the only reason I say that is because I think Nate is going to come into this fight kind of like Nick went into his last fight, where it's just kind of like, man, let's just get it over with.
See, I don't think so. I actually don't think that. Where I felt like Nick, something was visibly off with Nick, like physically. And then it's come out that he had the neck issues and he got his neck fused or his back or whatever, right? Nate doesn't. I don't think that's Nate. Nate doesn't look out of shape. Nick looked out of shape in that Robbie Lawler fight.
He did. He really did.
Nate's never out of shape.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't even had time to process it.
You know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I have Nate by submission. I think Nate goes out. I have Nate going out by submission.
Is there odds on that?
Probably not yet.
Yeah, I figured Best Fight Odds would have it up yet. Well, it's on our site. Ferguson's -135. I just don't know what he is by submission. See if we can figure that out. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get. Oh, here we go. Yeah, yep. Here we go. Okay, so we go Diaz by submission. There's only one sports book that has it. I don't know what REF is. +1200.
+1200?
Yeah. If we're looking at the early odds, right? Mike called it. Vegas thinks it's going to go all 5. And Vegas thinks Ferguson's going to win by decision. At plus 150.
So I have but let's dissect this a little bit. Okay. When's the last time Tony Ferguson has won by decision?
Yeah, that's
he usually is losing and catches people.
He's going to lose or he'll catch somebody. I kind of think I'm going to go back to Mark's comment here.
I think if it
Does
goes
Nate
to,
get
I
cut
think
up?
if it goes to decision, I think if it goes to decision, I think Nate wins.
I don't know, because if he gets cut up pretty good, that's a little alarming.
That's very possible. But that'll mostly happen on the ground, right?
I don't think Diaz is going to submit him. I do agree with Mike on this, and you said it too, Zach. I think Nate could piece him up. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Okay,
Because Tony looked good against Chandler. And how much
for this?
Who did they show the weigh? I haven't seen the weigh-ins. Did you see the weigh-ins?
2015. Yeah.
Who's bigger?
Oh, by the way, too. Yeah. By the way, so Tony has won his last win by decision was 2016. He went on a run where like Kevin Lee, Anthony Pettis, and Donald Cerrone, those 3 wins.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see with Tony's awkward style and the way he does things. I think Nate's long boxing kind of pieces him up a little.
What if it goes to the ground? What if Ferguson can get him to the ground?
Let's put it this way. I don't think Ferguson has a prayer. Ferguson isn't submitting Diaz.
I don't think Diaz is going to submit him either.
But I think Diaz has a better chance of submitting Ferguson than Ferguson does of Diaz.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
The odds,
because I don't think Ferguson's not going to gas.
Over under 3.5 middle fingers. I think
there's going to be one in the first round, right?
But I feel like Ferguson flips him back off.
Okay, so there's one, and there's probably going to be one at the end of the fight, regardless if you win or lose, and then probably one in the middle of the fight. Yeah, you're probably right. Over under 3.
Yeah, 2.5.
Nate ain't getting subs. I don't think either one of them are getting subbed. I just don't. I think to sub Ferguson, he'd have to be gassed. I don't think he's gassing.
But it has to be a choke.
He's got like meth head power. He's just not going to tap.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to tap. He's going to choke him unconscious.
I don't think Ferguson's going to get in that bad of a position.
I don't think either of them knock each other out.
It's just going to be a bloody, just back and forth, just. Tate and Nate seem to respect each other. Oh, I'm sure they do.
They did.
They're both missing some screws. You didn't watch
it. They were very cool. They shook hands, respectful, and you got to go watch it. Nate gets on the mic. Joe Rogan puts the mic in. He's like, and he goes, he called Khabib some expletives and talked about how Khabib's been ducking Tony, and then he said called Chimaev basically the same thing and said he goes, I smacked him in the back yesterday and now he can't make weight to fight me. So me and Tony are OGs. We're going to fight. And he said, I think he said F everybody else in like America or something. And the place went crazy.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be an old school fan fight. I agree. I think we're going to.
Which I can get down with, Mike. I can get down with that. It's a better fight.
Yeah, it's a way better fight. Like, and having Holland
the biggest winner of all this
is
Tony Ferguson.
Oh, 100%.
Gets elevated to the main event, gets to share the cage with Nate Diaz. And let's be realistic. If Tony Ferguson beats the Leech, what does that really do for him?
Nothing.
What does the win over the Leech do for him? Nothing. Yeah, that's right. America MFers.
What about, let's talk about the co-main event, Chimaev and Holland. I love that. I love this fight.
Oh, I don't know how. Then you missed the best part of that too. Joe Rogan asked, you missed that too. That's right. Joe Rogan asked Holland, hey, is this a better fight for you? And he goes, F no, but it'll be fun. That's what Holland said about the fight. Dude, we all know Holland has a wrestling deficiency.
Yep. What's the odds on that? One? I gotta see the odds on that one.
I don't know, but that's a horrible fight for Kevin Holland.
Let's
like
see.
it went from I thought Kevin Holland had a dogfight with D-Rod to now I actually think he gets ragdolled.
Minus 580 for Chimaev, plus 440 for Holland.
About right. It's about
Is
right.
that 5 rounds?
What?
Ooh, 5 rounds
Yeah,
too.
and it's 5 rounds.
Dope.
Because
Okay.
Holland said Holland would not take the fight unless it was 5 rounds. Because the one thing that he probably does have is cardio.
Yeah. Okay, D-Rod and the Leech then. Where are we at on that?
I like D-Rod. I like
D-Rod too. He's minus 155.
I liked D-Rod against Holland. We both did.
I did too. We both talked about that. I did too. Yeah, Chimaev, he's losing some fans this week.
So, okay. So a little bit of like reporting unfairness. Dana comes out and says he was having some issues while he was cutting weight. They called the doctors and the doctor can't cutting weight. Here's the thing. If you go to the hospital or you call doctors while you're cutting weight, guess what?
Yeah.
They're going to stop your weight cut every time.
Exactly. Why are you even fighting?
So you're telling me that Chimaev's weight cut, he was in so dire straits that he had to stop cutting weight. He couldn't make weight. It was going to be a problem, but now he's healthy and fit enough and ready to fight tomorrow?
He didn't look like he cut that much weight. Looking at his body, he didn't look
depleted at all.
Didn't look depleted at all.
His face looked good. His eyes weren't sunken in. He had good ab definition, but he wasn't sunken in.
Wasn't shredded. Yeah,
I'm calling shenanigans. The conspiracy theory brain in me is going nuts right now.
Do you think he knew? Do you think this is the UFC's plan all along? It's like, hey, let's mess with Diaz a little bit.
Yep.
It seems a little fishy.
I don't think Chimaev's easy. I don't. Okay, conspiracy theory time. Zack conspiracy theory time. This was all arranged for some time now. These matchups and everything.
Yeah.
These matchups and everything were all arranged ahead of time. And all these fighters got paid handsomely above their contract weight. They signed a non-disclosure clause that said that they were sued for more money than they've ever made in their life if they come out and publicly admit it. And it is, and Li Jing, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do not believe a matchmake. Okay. I watch these coaches not take short notice fights on a regional scale for Fierce Fighting Championship on short notice. Right? What are the odds that you got 6 coaches to all say yes to new matchups in a matter of 2 hours? And guess what? Besides Kevin Holland, who's crazy, who might be the craziest out of all of them.
Yeah.
Got Kevin Holland is the only person that doesn't have a better matchup for them personally.
I'd like to know.
The Leech might have had a better. The Leech probably might have had a better matchup against Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, because Ferguson was coming up in weight, right?
But Nate and Tony, odds-wise, have a better fight, and D-Rod for sure has a better fight. Like this is too much worked out for me to say that this really all happened in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
And I think the plan all along. So I don't know if you saw this clip. Did you see Brendan Schaub's clip?
I literally just drove home and jumped on the podcast. I haven't even had a chance to look at it. After we get off, I'm going to go rewatch everything, so I'm up to speed.
Okay. Brendan Schaub broke this down, and I don't know if many people caught this, but if this story is true, and it sounds like it is,
yeah.
Nate, the UFC's been, and I've said forever, the UFC's been trying to get for a year. It's why it hasn't fought, because they said, yeah, we'll sign you to fight as soon as you sign a 4-fight extension or a 5-fight extension, whatever it is. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I want out. I want to go box Jake Paul. I want to go do other things, whatever. And they're like, no, we're not letting you out. And they went back and forth. Well, Nate's manager pretty much said, they'll give you pretty much whatever you want. And he goes, Nate said, okay. I have 11 teammates that I train with. Now I'm moving up. Hear me out, Dutch. But Nate went to the UFC and said, I have 11 teammates. Sign all 11 of my teammates to the UFC, to UFC contracts, and I will sign your extension, stay with the UFC forever. And Dana said, we'll give this guy and this guy a contract. We'll give this guy Dana White Contender Series. And so. We've been seeing a lot more of Nate Diaz's team in the UFC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the UFC trying to say, how about we sign these guys and then you'll sign it. And Nate said, no, all 11. And then when finally they said, okay, we're not doing this. And Nate said, you're not doing this? They're like, no, we're not signing all of them to a UFC contract.
Yeah.
So he said, cool, I'm done. Like, that's it. That's and they said, here's Chimaev. But then they really said, we're not going to do this. Because by the way, didn't we already see Nate Diaz end the Conor McGregor hype train, or not end it, but like severely halt it?
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely surprised some people.
Do you think Dana had a pit in his stomach? He goes, what if Nate Diaz actually beats Chimaev and leaves?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think Dana was willing to take that risk.
I don't think so.
I don't think Dana was willing to take that risk.
I don't think there was a risk in that. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago when he fought McGregor.
By the way, nobody thought there was a risk in that with Conor McGregor either.
Yeah, but how long? That was
and the Vegas odds are actually pretty similar.
That was 5 years ago.
Okay, but I'm just saying the Vegas odds
it's a
weren't
totally
much
different fighter right now.
Connor was minus 410.
So
listen to me. Connor was minus 410 against Nate Diaz in the first one. Nate was like plus 370.
Nate was only 32 years old. Like, I'm just saying, he had a better just right now. No, I don't think he was worried about it. I wouldn't buy that part. I think Dana White wanted to see him get his ass whooped on his way out, but I don't think he was worried about him. I mean, obviously anything can happen in a fight, but I didn't see Diaz. I mean, I guess it could happen. Could have happened. Very well could have happened.
We've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, we just saw it a few weeks ago in Salt Lake City. Oh, man. This is crazy. Hey,
there's never been a card like it.
Shout out to Uncle Dana for making it happen. Keeping it together, baby. He overcame and he adapted. Let's roll.
Ariel Hawani just tweeted, the person that should be thanked is Hunter Campbell. He's the one that made it all happen. Now, granted, Ariel hates Dana. Dana hates Ariel. Ariel should be sucking up to Hunter Campbell so he can get back in the UFC's good graces, because once Dana leaves, Hunter Campbell's going to be the man that's running the show. But yeah.
So, yeah, Dutch is right. Money can fix a lot of things.
Yeah.
I wonder what he had to come out of the pocket to get those guys to switch fights like that.
I'll bet you they're all making at least double.
It's intriguing, and it's gonna make. I think it's good.
Because here's the thing. Here's the reality of it. Nate had him by the balls.
Did this just make it like that?
If Nate goes, I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Chimaev versus Holland is your main event on a pay-per-view. They want to get 100,000 buys.
Yeah,
they want to get 100,000 buys with that card without Nate Diaz.
No. But now you're looking at it. Now it's like, oh, we have some excitement around this now.
Oh, it's kind of fun.
It's fun. It's some better matchups. It's more intriguing. We got a little controversy.
Dude, ready? Without Nate Diaz on this card, this is a not even This isn't even a good fight night card without Diaz on the card, popularity wise.
So much better now. See, I think everybody agrees on that.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think of Jake Paul and Anderson Silva?
Anderson's gonna piece him up.
You ready for this?
What?
I don't think he does.
I know. You love Jake Paul.
It's not that I love Jake Paul. Dude, everybody's thinking Anderson Silva, he's the GOAT, which he's up there. He is. But dude, how old is he now? What is he? 42, 45?
47.
47 years old.
Yeah.
He's fighting. And Jake Paul is big. He's athletic. He's got skills. Dude, I'm just saying. He's 47, dude. 47.
Be pretty embarrassing if Jake Paul gets beat up by a 47-year-old.
I'm telling you right now, he's not getting beat up by him.
Okay.
He ain't getting beat up by him.
Okay.
I will put money on that. He will not get beat up.
Okay.
I can't jump on the back of my head. Yeah. You want to wager on that? You want to put a little wager on that?
I'll make a podcast bet on that.
Okay.
I'll take Anderson all day.
All right. Yeah. He's not going to beat him up. I'm sorry. I'm going to disagree with you, Mike. I'm sorry. 47, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Not now, dog. Not now. We'll talk about that when it comes up. Hey, is there anything else on the card? Is there anything else on the card that stands out?
I'm not going to lie. The Ian Cutelaba Johnny Walker fight, I think, is super fun.
I think that's fun. I like.
I'm not sure if it's a good fight, but I think it's fun. Macy Chiasson versus Arlene Aldana, I think, is a very good competitive fight.
You and I both like Chris Barnett, who's a heavy underdog against Jake Paul.
Missed weight as a heavyweight, you fatty.
Yeah. Whoa. Time out. Did you read what he was going through?
No.
Like his wife was on life support and he had to make the decision to pull the plug on her. Like, come on. Like this dude's going through some shit. Yeah.
I did not know that. Why don't they announce that stuff why don't they announce that stuff when they miss weight?
Somebody
okay. Okay, now I'm gonna be a real D-bag. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You're a heavyweight. You're a professional athlete, and has more roles than the Pillsbury Doughboy. You know what? How about just get a little bit better shape and don't even be flirting with 265?
Was it his last fight? That's still though, man. That wasn't that long ago.
He made weight his last fight. Dude, I'm telling you, when I look at Chris Barnett, I'm sorry. Dude, if you're yoked and you actually had to go through a weight cut, okay.
Yeah.
That means Chris Barnett's, he's just fat. Dude, he's just fat.
So is Jake Collier, though.
But he didn't miss weight. Jake Collier didn't miss weight, dog.
You're talking 2.5 pounds. What's the difference? At 265, does it really make that much of a difference?
No, it doesn't. Besides just being a professional, and he just lost 20% of his purse.
Give me Chris Barnett with the upset. He's gonna freaking.
I'm not changing my pick. Like other weight classes, it kind of affects my. But he is just a fatty. But I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't think there's an excuse to miss weight. Like, there's just not. There's just not.
What do you think of the UFC throwing Danielle Wolf in against Norma Dumont? She's making her UFC debut.
1-0, is that right?
1-0. Yep. She hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, her boxing record's 27-14. It's not like she's a spring chicken either.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's 39 years old.
It's kind of now or never. Norma Dumont should take her down and just ragdoll her.
That fight intrigues me. Yeah.
Norma gets her to the ground.
Barnett.
Keep it classy, folks. Keep it classy.
Danielle Wolf. She is a freaking specimen, though. She's jacked.
Yeah,
Wolf is freaking jacked. What else was on there that stood? Julian Erosa, Hakeem Dawadi should be a good fight too.
Hakeem Dawadi missed weight by 4 pounds or whatever.
I saw that. Juicy J for the upset. Does he take him down and submit him? A little sleeper.
Juicy J one more time, dog.
What did he weigh in? Oh, he weighed 4.5 pounds over. Well, 3.5 because they get 1/3. Yeah, 3.5 pounds over. Holy crap! What's Juicy J by submission? Yeah. Are we gonna go? Are we gonna follow our boy Juicy J?
I'm on Damage Plan A podcast alum. Juicy J is a dog again.
Dude, Juicy J plus 650, plus 700 at some spots by submission.
I don't hate it.
He's from Stockton. Oh man. Does Chimaev lose anything? Oh, I'm sure Dana. He's probably the only one that did lose something in that.
You ready for this? Well, now that his contracted weight is 180 pounds, they can't. What's the penalty for Chimaev? He didn't miss weight for his fight.
He missed weight for his fight, and they had to change his fight.
Yeah, but guess what? Now Nate doesn't get any of it. That's it. They did this so Nate doesn't get any of Chimaev's money. Dana hates Nate that much. Dude.
Oh man. That's what they probably did. They probably took a percentage of his person, gave it to Nate.
Maybe.
That'd be awesome though. He didn't make weight.
Gosh.
He made weight. It's in the contract. He made his weight.
Yeah, I want to freaking be a fly in that war room, dude.
Oh.
Data's like, this is such BS. Chimaev misses weight by all this weight, and he's huffing and puffing. He goes, you know what? This is a good opportunity to screw Nate Diaz. We're gonna make Chimaev fight Kevin Holland, and we're gonna let Tony Ferguson fight Nate Diaz. And that way we don't have to give any of Chimaev's money to Nate Diaz. We're gonna give Chimaev's money to Kevin Holland. And Tony Ferguson's a psycho. He'll do it. No problem. Nate's dumber than a box of rocks. He'll do it. And then Ji Liang, he doesn't speak English, so we can finagle that. And D-Rod's just a dog. He'll fight anybody.
D-Rod's just going to do whatever.
I just recreated the whole conversation between Dana and Hunter Campbell. Done.
Boom. Done. Sign it up, baby. Sign it up.
Poor Ji Liang. Dude, I hope he had a translator to tell him he had a new opponent before he walked out, and it was like Joe Rogan's announcing it at the ceremonial weigh-ins.
If it was any other pay-per-view, could you make those changes?
No. Nope. You couldn't.
This is Usman and Edwards.
Well, Dana said there's a reason why they always put the co-main or something on the main card in the same weight class in the range, so that if something happens, it could have. Thank goodness it wasn't the other way around, and they didn't put Chimaev and Tony Ferguson, because Tony would have taken that fight, and that would have been the absolute end to Tony Ferguson.
Dude, how gangster is Dustin Poirier too? I got the jet waiting, baby. He was ready to fly. He was ready. He was 176.
That would have been him. That would have actually, honestly, now that
fly him up and Nate. Him and Nate.
That would have been the one way to make it better. Him and Nate, let Tony fight the leech, and let D-Rod and Kevin Holland fight, and tell Chimaev to go sit on the bench, dude. Because let's be honest, that would have been, that's the only way the fans win a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is telling Chimaev to take a hike.
The only problem is Poirier probably wanted his compensation was probably a lot more than what. Because you throw Poirier on there. You don't think so?
I bet you it wasn't that much worse. Poirier is a dog, dude. And him and Nate have been barking at each other for what, 2 years, year and a half?
How many more pay-per-view sales does that get if you throw Poirier and Diaz on there?
Dude, Poirier, Nate Diaz. I mean, that would have been that's the only thing that makes this better for me.
It's still fun, man. Dana loves Chimaev. I don't know if he loves Chimaev right now.
Oh, Chimaev went up for the bro hug, and Dana wasn't super eager to reciprocate at the ceremony weigh-ins. I'm a body language guy, Mike. You got to watch body language when these guys interact with each other. And yeah, I don't think Dana's super in love with Chimaev right now.
No,
dude. No. I mean, straight up, either it's conspiracy or Chimaev's dumb, because you don't call a doctor when you're cutting weight. You don't.
No,
you don't do it. There isn't a doctor. Okay, story time. My very first amateur fight, got head kicked, right? Fink, got flash knocked out. Great, pulled off the win, rear naked choke into the first round. All good, right? Dude, my equilibrium was off for like a month. The room would not stop spinning. It was terrible. And my wife was concerned and said, before you have to take a fight again, you have to go to the doctor and you have to get cleared. Yeah. So I go to my doctor that I've gone my whole life to. And he's just very honest. He said, there is not a doctor in the world that thinks it's a good idea for you to keep fighting or anybody else.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea. Boxing, MMA, kickboxing, whatever. Head trauma is not good. There are doctors that would not say football's safe, all that. But are you okay to continue to compete as much as you were before? Yes, because you've given your head the proper time to rest, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with cutting weight. There is not a doctor in the world that's like, yeah, you're fine. Keep cutting another 7-8 pounds. Chimaev could have cut it. I'll bet you he's been worse before.
I think so too.
Somebody in his camp or him just screwed up royally. And what I don't like, though, is Chimaev's arrogance through it. Smiling on the scale, flipping off the fans at the ceremonial weigh-ins, acting like he didn't do anything wrong.
Unless they knew, like you said, unless they knew something was up, and he's just like, man, not that big of a deal. We knew it was going down.
Unless. I don't know.
Oh,
should
it's
be interesting.
Fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Is that
Poor Kevin Holland. He's the loser of all this.
But he doesn't care, man. He does not care.
What if Kevin Holland beats Chimaev?
Conspiracy theories. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, Scott's like the one guy I was hoping wasn't listening to this, because he's probably, I'm going to get a phone call telling me how dumb I am right in about 5 minutes after this.
Oh, man.
Scott's always calling me, bringing me back to earth.
Yeah.
Can you, but what's okay. So, I mean, this is the crazy. What if Kevin Holland ruins the Chimaev hype trade? Isn't that worst case scenario for the UFC?
Yeah, like he said, like Dutch said, Holland stock goes up, in my opinion. Win or lose. What if Holland?
What if Chimaev picks him up and carries him over to Dana? Dana, I'm sorry. Here, I'm going to smash this guy that won't shut up. Boom, joke.
You probably will too.
Yeah, probably will.
Oh man, this is going to be fun. Well, we will. We'll be back Tuesday to talk about it.
Yeah, it's Friday night. It's Friday night, and I'm gonna go mow my lawn.
Friday night, and you're mowing your lawn?
Heck yeah!
Isn't Hunter old enough to start mowing lawns?
Yeah, we're getting there. Hey, flag football. He had 2 picks in the first half. He gets a week off.
That's a good trade. Good job, Hunter.
Good job. He was a little upset because he didn't get the ball in his first flag football game. So the second game, just went and took it himself.
I love it. Good job, Hunter. I love it.
This little Seahawks. So I did. We ended practice. We had practice last night, and I told the football team that I'm buying them all donuts if they win next week, because under no circumstance, NFL, whatever, it's never acceptable to lose to the Raiders, and we play the Raiders next week. So I said, you have to beat the Raiders, and if you win, I'll bring donuts to practice the next practice. But if you lose, they're going to be running laps for 5 hours.
Oh, make them run ladders.
Oh yeah, for hours.
Just go.
I'm gonna make them puke. They're 10 years old. We're gonna do conditioning.
Up downs,
and I'll give them the whole Denzel Washington. Water's for cowards.
Oh, is Hunter Sunshine?
Sunshine. No. He's the gotta be careful with Hunter because we got to build him up a little bit. You can't be too hard on him.
Yeah.
He's a positive reinforcement guy.
All right.
Which is okay. You got some guys, they perform better if you get on.
Yeah, it's good. You're recognizing it now.
Yeah. It's good.
All right. Well, we will let you guys go until Tuesday when we recap all this madness from tomorrow.
Nate Diaz, 4th round submission. Tony doesn't tap, he chokes him unconscious.
I don't hate it. I might sprinkle a little on that. We'll see you guys on